This is John Gianniosis with the Gianniosis Group out here in Las Vegas, in Town Square, eXp Realty, and I'm with one of my very, very good friends, Joslyn England.
Hi.
So Joslyn doesn't really know what we're going to talk about. She just showed up because I asked her to, and I'm going to get a chance to talk to her about what she does in a day-to-day world in real estate. It's totally different from what I do and a lot of my real estate fellow people that are working with sellers and buyers. But I just wanted her to tell you guys how she helps me really quick, and then I'll ask her some questions.
So John and I have really partnered on the marketing and advertising side, really growing his business, looking at it from more of a high view, and then kind of get drilled down into what that is. But what I do is I actually work for Fidelity National Title, and I'm a marketing and sales executive that really partners with real estate agents and lenders to help them grow their business.
So I'll give you an example of one of the most recent things she did for me, which was awesome. So I put together a doggy day picture at Lazy Dogs, and Joslyn was like, I've never really done the whole logo thing around your frame for Facebook, but she goes, we'll figure it out. And lo and behold, within 24 hours, I have a frame that's sponsored by the Gianniosis Group, super cool, and I'm just like, that probably could have taken me 2 weeks, realistically, guys, to figure it out. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, it was super fun to figure out, and to be able to, put it on Facebook and have like the public be able to download it for free. Super fun. Yeah,
so real estate agents probably don't know, and hopefully Joslyn's not mad at me for saying, you guys can ask her stuff like that. That's what she does. But they do have an expectation of earning our business, right?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Absolutely. So I totally have my standpoint in this job is that I bring value. And if I bring value to you and I can help you grow your business, then let's partner. And then I want to introduce you to a great escrow officer at Fidelity that will take care of you on that side of the business as well.
They're all awesome out there. So we also, we've been doing different events in the past, like Halloween events, Easter events, and you guys always sponsor and help out, right? So I don't know exactly what you do for everybody, but I know that things like beverages, like water, sodas, sandwiches, all of that stuff you guys can help with, right?
Absolutely. So we love to be able to sponsor with real estate events or things like that we can come alongside and partner and be able to, share with the same consumers.
So here's a perfect event, because I'm going to pitch this to real estate agents who I would like to bring to eXp, right?
Yep. So
here's the pitch, guys. I'm going to be moving into Park House, which is a high-rise condominium over on Flamingo, right? And the intention is we're going to utilize all the amenities, the cabanas, the pools, the barbecues, the fitness center, the pool table, everything. And we want to bring real estate agents from all over the city and talk about what we do as far as masterminding how to work with buyers and sellers and investors. Absolutely. So we would love for you to sponsor and help with that and show up and do that with us.
Yep. Got it.
So what else can I ask you? So let me ask you some tough questions really quick about escrow and title.
Okay.
She's probably just going to defer it to saying something like, you probably need to ask your CPA or your attorney or somebody like that.
We'll see.
Okay, so an escrow officer's job, when we bring them a transaction, can a buyer's agent ask the listing agent to use their escrow officer?
Yeah, actually, the regulation is that the buyer gets to choose.
Okay.
Now, today in our market, that's not the reality.
Right.
And so the listing agents already has on the agent-to-agent remarks and says like, hey, we've already opened, or we have a prelim with, or we have verbiage in that sense. Legal, it is what it is. You want to get your offer accepted. So that's where we are. But regulation says that you get to choose as a buyer and as a buyer's agent, that the consumer gets to choose where the title goes.
But if we want the offer accepted and we want to put our best foot forward,
I would go.
We say, hey, listing agent, we would love to work with your escrow officer.
Exactly. And that's the reality of business versus we can be stuck in our rules and what it is, or we can get our offer accepted.
Okay. So how does somebody build relationships with an escrow officer? Do we have to go through you first to get that connection?
I would recommend it. And the reason being is that I know your personality now. Like, we've spent time together, we've grown, we're partners, and then you turn around and I can say, hey, here's who's going to work with you best. And I would also encourage you, like, sometimes we just have an escrow personality that doesn't fit.
Yep.
And that's okay. We just need to find the right fit.
Perfect. So you're like matchmaker in escrow heaven or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you have any questions for me as far as the real estate side goes?
Yeah.
In 2021, what are you thinking? What are you seeing?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. Is like, what do you think this year holds? What does 2021 actually look like for the Las Vegas real estate market?
I know everybody has their opinions, which I believe is all valid because we're all in the trenches. So if you're seeing things that another agent isn't seeing, congratulations, you're probably helping somebody grow. For me, I'm seeing that, of course, it's a seller's market. And when I say a seller's market, I'm talking about brackets and price points like 500,000 and under.
Absolutely.
Seller's market, right? Once you get to 550 to 750, maybe 800, it loosens up a little bit. You can get closing cost contributions from the seller, and possibly even get little small things like the home warranty or little things paid for by the seller, right? Days on market is like literally 10 days to 14 days or less, and those properties are just gone with multiple offers. We are seeing historic low interest rates for buyers, so that means that if these people have saved money in the past year when a lot of this COVID stuff happened and you have the money to put down, you can afford to pay top dollar for a property because technically you've been working without working and you've been figuring out what you want to do with your life as far as downgrade or upgrade and all that stuff works. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no. And so it really matters in the bracket you said. So that's an interesting statement because I feel like when we talk about the market, people think of it as a whole. And I would really agree with that actually when you look into, when you have somebody coming to you, they're gonna look at you and say, hey, I wanna buy a home at $330,000. They're not looking at the whole Las Vegas market, they're looking at their market and what's available in theirs. So if I'm a buyer and I'm working with you, how are you gonna help me set myself up right to get my offer accepted?
Okay, great question. Here's what I would do. If Joslyn and I decided to work together and she signed a loyalty agreement stating that she's not gonna go cheat on me with other real estate agents and find properties or attempt to find properties with them, what I do is I'm gonna get on the phone 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I'm gonna talk to those 100 or 120 people a week. And I believe that's what differentiates most real estate agents in this particular industry right now that we're in 2021, because you can have conversations with people before the masses are having conversations, right? So if I'm calling a complete stranger and I say, hey, listen, I've got a first-time home buyer that's looking for a property, she's qualified and she can actually pay over what your home is worth, would you be open to having that conversation? Typically they're gonna say yes, maybe, maybe not, maybe 6 months from now. However, what if I can match those two together and she gets a property not having to compete for it and she gets to get her home without it being on the market? Like, that's awesome,
I love
right?
it. It's a great strategy. And I would tell you the flip side of that is if you're an agent and you watch this, like, hey, your title rep can get you that information.
Yeah.
Go to your title rep and say, hey, and I would say when you are a buyer's agent or a seller's agent and you have, okay, there were 17 offers that came in on this house, I would be model matching that for you, going back and looking at it and pulling the inventory in that neighborhood that was a model match and say, hey, there are buyers, and then putting those two together. And we can help you get that done.
That's super valuable. So I think we could talk about this literally for hours, guys. I don't know if we're boring you or not, but what I could tell you is that I'm very transparent and open and I share everything, right? So since I've been in this real estate industry, I've had a lot of people share with me and I've had a lot of people hide things and not want to share. And I'd rather stay on the side of giving because I know that if you're going to take what I give you and you do it at a high level, you will succeed. And I want to do business with people like that. So thank you, Joslyn, for shooting this video with me. I want to say, if you guys do have any questions, you could always call or text me at 702-513-3322. Again, this is John G with Joslyn signing off. Thank you, guys.